What's up guys, Gabriel Bergman here with Premier Guitar, and in today's video we'll be checking out how we can mix our major scale tonality with minor pentatonic tonality by way of using the CAGED system as our checkpoints or roadmap on the guitar. So let's go. So like mentioned in the opening scene of today's video topic is all about mixing major scale with your minor pentatonic scale by way of the CAGED system. Essentially using the CAGED system as our roadmap on the fretboard. Now, I'm sure a lot of you out there watching either know the CAGED or maybe heard about the CAGED system before. But for me as a teacher, it's such a great tool that when, really worked on, really practiced on, and really understood, opens up the fretboard totally, right? So you can essentially see the whole fretboard as one key that you're playing in, which is super, super cool. So with that being said, today's video, like mentioned, mixing major scale with minor pentatonic. We'll look at D major scale in our CAGED shapes, how we can introduce minor pentatonic in that same ballpark, and then finally how we can use it in a jam to create some more vocabulary for ourselves. So with all that being said, let's dive right into today's video. So like mentioned briefly in the previous scene, for today's video, we'll be in the key of D major, right? And if we look at our D chord using our CAGED shapes, it would look something like this. We have our C shape D chord, our A shape, G shape, E shape, and then finally our D shape. And all of those have matching scales as well. So for example, check this out. Here's our C shape, major scale. Our A shape. G shape. E shape. And then finally D shape. And I'll have on the screen a diagram of these 5 shapes, and when practicing, and you'll notice on the diagram, I do include the highest note that you can approach as well as the lowest note. So when really practice, you essentially have the whole fingerboard at your disposal, in this case, in the key of D major. And that's the power of CAGED. The whole fingerboard with checkpoints with these CAGED shapes, practice properly, you have the full fingerboard at your disposal. Now, if we look at including, some major tonality phrases, here's how we can use them with CAGED in reference, right? Something like this. C shape. A shape. Here's my G shape. There's my E shape. And right there, I went from my D shape back to my C shape, all with using CAGED as essentially a reference on the guitar. That's the power of CAGED, opening up the fretboard totally with essentially 5 shapes. Now let's check it out with minor pentatonic in mind. So when it comes to observing our minor pentatonic scale, I'm still using our CAGED shapes as my rubric or roadmap / checkpoint on the instrument. I'm just now playing minor pentatonic from our D roots, which would look something like this, as well as you'll see a diagram on the screen as well. All right, check this out. This is fundamentals at its, I guess, core. Pentatonic in the 5 shapes, which again, like our CAGED system, opens up the fretboard totally. Now, one thing I do want to mention, especially in today's context, which you'll hear when we take a look at a chord progression below it, is that when playing over a major chord progression, minor pentatonic still works, but we have to make sure we include the major third. So in this case, the F natural has to be F sharp, and it could look something like this. Right? Including that major third with a slight bend really makes it play nicely with a major chord progression beneath it. So now when you include it with some major phrasing, like we saw in the previous scene, it could sound something like this, right? Where we do vary something major, pentatonic, major, pentatonic, major, major, pentatonic, major, major, pentatonic, pentatonic, major. How about that? You just saw mixing major phrases with minor tonality or minor pentatonic. Pretty cool, hey? So now, let's see it in a jam. that is today's video, mixing the major scale with minor pentatonic by way of using our CAGED system as our roadmap on the guitar. Once again, my name is Gabriel Bergman. Hope you enjoyed today's video, and we'll see you on the next one.